Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial we are going to be working on this hanging basket planner. So it's pretty easy to make. I'd say the most time consuming part is probably the hanger part. So basically what this consists of is us using a strand of jute and a strand of 3-ply yarn. And then we work around a Cool Whip container or like a butter container, any kind of container like that you can find. And then we just add a tassel. Now, I will say that in this tutorial, we only make the hanger. We do not make the Christmas cactus I put in mine. I actually got a Mother's Day gift. I got it in the middle of the tutorial for this. And what I had planned on doing was actually planting a fern, like a Boston fern in this, but I decided not to. I decided I'm going to make a little something with, for the hummingbirds to hang off of. I'll show you guys those in just a second, but you guys can find flower patterns or actually plant a flower in your hanging basket. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? I can't think of anything else. I think that's it for now. So I'm going to get back to my work area and then we're going to continue with what we're going to need, the supplies we're going to need to make this. Okay, so I'm back to my area. Let's talk about what you're going to need. First, the yarn I love this yarn, super soft and a sport weight. So this is a 3-weight yarn. Okay, so you're going to definitely need a 3-weight. And then the jute. Now I got mine off Amazon and holding it upside down. It is a 3-ply 2mm jute. I'm going to put a link in the description box for this, okay? So you guys can get exactly what I used. Then you're going to need a 5.5mm crochet hook, a glue gun, and then you're going to need a piece of cardboard. Now, preferably you're going to want that 5 inches, about 4.5, 5 inches high, and that's what we're going to use to make our tassel, okay? And then you're going to need your scissors and, sorry about my camera, and a needle to weave in your ends. And I mean, that's it. It's like I said, this is a pretty easy project, not a whole lot needed. And one more supply I forgot to mention is your Cool Whip container. So this, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea, is about 2¼ inches high. (16 inches around, or yeah, 16 inches around, and about 4.5 inches across. But like you can see, it kind of bevels out a little bit, okay? But you guys can use any size container you want. You know, if you didn't have a Cool Whip container, or a butter tub, or anything you want, however big you want your planner to be, okay? All right, now we're ready to get started. But like I said in the intro, I can't show you guys how I made the Christmas cactus because that is actually out of a book I have, and I'm going to turn this into I'm trying to think of the word I want to use, a way to display the Mother's Day gift I got, which is a pack of 5 of these hummingbirds. So I'm going to hang these off the top of my hanging basket. But I will show you guys what I've got so far. Okay, so this isn't ready completely. I still got to figure out how to hide all these ends. But what I did is that Cool Whip lid, I just worked the bottom of the basket, the bowl part of the basket. You'll see it in the tutorial. I just worked that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds, and I did 2 pieces, and then I just sewed it around the Cool Whip lid, and then I hot glued it down, then I sewed it around, and then I'm going to hang these from it. And I'm going to insert a picture here of the hanging basket before I put this in it and then after, so you guys can see exactly what I'm using this for, okay? So right here I'm going to insert the picture. Okay, so together and let's get started. Alrighty, to get started, we are going to make our little hanging curly Q things first. So we need 3, and I've already got my 3 done, so I'm going to show you guys on a smaller scale, but I want to show you what they're going to look like when you're done. So once you've worked your whole thing, this is what it's going to look like, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to take our yarn and our jute, and I'm going to make sure you got a decent length. I'm going to go a good 10 inches. And then I'm going to do my slip knot. Okay, so I got a good decent length of tail, and we're going to need that for sewing on the, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera, guys. Sewing the hangers to our little pot. I did mess up and started this one not quite as long as I needed it to be, and I did it on that one too, but I'll make it work. Okay, so what you're gonna need to do, you're gonna need to chain 80. Okay, and I know it sounds like a lot, but it actually works up pretty quick. But I'm going to show you on a little smaller scale. I'm just going to chain a few. Oop, I missed my yarn out in that one. Okay, so get your chain of 80 done. And we're going to work 2 double crochet into the 3rd chain from our hook. So not that one, but this one right here. We're going to work 2 doubles in there. Okay, and then in each remaining chain we're going to work 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And that's what we're going to work the entire length of your chain. 3 double crochet into each chain, and what that's going to do, that's going to cause it to start curling up. 1, 2, 3. So you work that down your chain. See how it's already curling? It's just going to go boop like that. All right, but you work that down your chain, and then after, when you're in your last chain, I'm going to pretend like I'm in my last chain here. You're going to chain 1 after you worked your 3 double, chain 1, and then pull up a long loop about the same length as our beginning, and then cut, cut and pull it through, and then we're going to use that long tail for our sewing it to our pot. Okay, so get 3 of those made. 3 of your hangers is what I'm going to call them. I'm trying to undo this. Doesn't come out right. There, we got it. There. All right, so get your 3 hangers made. Just like that. And then we're going to set them to the side. And we are going to make the part that's going to go around our little Cool Whip bowl. Now, like I said in the beginning, you don't have to use a Cool Whip bowl. You can use any kind of container you want. A butter bowl would be cute. You'd have to make it a little bit taller, but let's see, a butter bowl. You can use a Cool Whip bowl. You can use, I'm trying to think of what's coming to my mind instantly. Butter bowl is all I can think of. Butter bowl, or like one of these. So what we're going to do is we are going to work a base that's going to cover the bottom of our of our, I'm going to say Cool Whip bowl, but whatever container that you're using. And then we're going to work up the sides. Now, my side, I don't know how, I'm trying to think how I can show you this. Okay, so right here is thinner than it is up here. So we're going to have, I'm going to have to increase, you know, a little bit around so it fits it. But if you, like, I don't think a butter bowl, I'm thinking in my mind, a butter bowl is just straight, you know, straight up and down. So you wouldn't have to increase if you used a butter bowl or if you used a bowl that doesn't increase. But since mine does, there you can see how it comes out. I'm gonna have to increase a little bit through there, but that ain't gonna hurt nothing. All right, so to get started, we're gonna get a slip knot on our hook and make sure you leave a little bit of chain so we can weave it in. Get a slip knot, and we're gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch back to that first chain. And we're going to form a little ring. And I'm going to put my fingers in there and then pull that tail. And that tail is going to tighten up that last chain so it doesn't leave a gap. And flip that tail out of the way. Well, no, I want to work around it, so I'm going to leave it in here. All right. We're going to chain 1. And we're going to work 12 double crochet into this ring. 1, working over my tail. 2. All right, I'm not going to make you watch me do this. So I'm going to pause this and get this done off camera real quick. Okay, so I got my 12 double crochet done, and we are going to slip stitch to that first double. And if you look right there, that's not our double, that is the chain 1. This is our first double right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and right there's 12. So slip stitch to our first double. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this tail tight. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and weave it in while we're here. We're here, we're doing it. I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to get these on my needle. And I'm going to continue it around so I can see that my ends on camera. I can see that my ends are coming out right here. So I'm just going to go right around wherever I can get my hook in, or my needle. And it doesn't have to go all the way around. Pull it tight so well, I'm going to go a little bit farther. Alright, now pull that tight, and then I'm going to bring it back, but I'm going to skip some stitches so it locks in. Just like that. And then cut. Okay. All right, now we are ready for round 2. All right, so we slip stitch to our first double. Okay, now we're going to chain 1, and then right back into that same double crochet we just slip stitched into. Scoot that slip stitch over a little. We're going to work 2 double crochet right back in there. So you can see right there's that slip stitch, and here's the top of the double crochet. We're going to work 2 double crochet right back in there. So we are increasing. I split the yarn there. 1. Oop. And 2. So, and what, I keep getting tongue-tied today. I guess I do it all the time. Anyway, what we're going to work is 2 double crochet or an increase into each double crochet all the way around. Sorry, guys. I get annoyed at myself when I do that. It's like I can't speak. All right, so that's all we're going to do for round 2 is work 2 double crochet or an increase into each double crochet all the way around. So we started with 12 double crochets, so round 2 we should have 24 double crochet. All right, so I'm going to not make you watch me do this, and I'm going to get it done off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the end of round 2, I have 24 double crochet. That's an increase into each double all the way around. And now I'm just going to go right back into that first double and slip stitch. And if you look, here's the little belt, here's our heart, and here's our first double crochet. So by belt and heart, what I mean is there is our slip stitch, which looks like a belt around a heart, and the heart is our chain 1, and right there is the top of our first double. So that is where we slip stitch, is into the top of that first double crochet. Just like that. All right, now to move on to round 3, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to increase right back into that first double that like we did in the last round. So we're going to work 2 double right back into that first double that we slip stitched into. 1 and 2. All right, now we're going to work 1 double crochet into that next double. And that is what we're going to repeat for this round. So we're going to work an increase, 1 double, increase, 1 double, increase, 1 double, all the way around. And this is pretty much the basic, this jute is, when you use jute, you get covered in little stuff. What was I saying? Oh, the basic concept for increasing in the round is increase, separate your increase with a double. Now that for this round, it's going to be 1, and then the next round it'll be 2, then the next round it'll be 3, and then you increase, and then you work your 1, 2, or 3 increase. Anyway, so we got our increase 1, so the next one we increase. The next double crochet we increase, I should have said. The next double we work 1. The next double we increase. And we repeat that all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera, and I will be right back. All right, so I'm coming back around, and I just worked an increase. So the next double, which is also the last, gets the 1 single. So the pattern kind of repeats. We started with an increase and we ended with the single. So we got 1 increase, 1 increase, 1 increase, all the way around. All right, now I'm going to slip stitch back to that first double. Well, I'm there. I didn't want to go in. Oh, that's why I'm hooked on a piece of yarn. Where did it come from? There. Slip stitch. And it should, if it bowls up a little bit, don't worry about that. It's going to be fine because it'll come out of it when we give it a little bit of a pull. All right, so to move on to round 4, we are going to chain 1. And just like every other round, we're going to increase into that very first double crochet, the exact same one we just slip stitched into. So 2 double. All right, so this round, well, last round we worked increase 1, increase 1. So this round, can you guess what it's going to be? Increase 2, increase 2, increase 2. Okay, so we increased already in that very first one. So the next stitch gets 1 double. And the next stitch gets 1 double. So the next one gets the increase. And I haven't been giving the stitch counts because it's not a big deal, honestly. What we're working towards right now is to get this piece to cover the bottom of our Cool Whip bowl, okay? Or whatever bowl you've decided to use. All right, so we increase, now we double in the next, double in the next, increase, double in the next, double in the next, increase. Repeat that around, and I will meet you when we get to the end. Okay, so I've repeated that around, and I just worked an increase, and I have 2 doubles left. So the last 2 doubles get the 1 double. If yours doesn't come up like that, it's not a big deal. You probably just accidentally missed your increase. And if your piece is bowling up like that, that's perfect. It's exactly what we want. All right, so now we are going to slip stitch to the first double crochet, chain 1. And now I'm going to stop here because, let me pull you guys out a little bit. Because stop shaking. This fits perfectly on the bottom of my Cool Whip. So I've got the center, row 1. I'm going to have it right in the center of my bowl. And then if I go like that, see how it perfectly covers the bottom? It's out a little bit more, so I may not need to increase that at all. I think that's going to be pretty darn good. All right, so let's say you have a larger bottom than mine is. So I just had 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. So let's say you need 5 or 6. Well, round 4 was an increase, double, double, increase, double, double, increase, double, double. So it's an increase, 1 double, 2 double, increase, 1 double, 2 double. So round 5, do your increase, then work 3 doubles, increase, 3 doubles, increase, 3 doubles. 6, round 6, increase 4 doubles, increase 4. And if you need to go larger, go increase 5, increase 5, increase 6, increase 6. However wide you need to go until the base of your container that you've chosen is covered. Okay? So now we are ready to work, I should say this, we're ready to work up the side of our container. So we've got the bottom covered. And I want to say, so it doesn't really, if you guys can hear that, my stomach is all kinds of growling. It doesn't really matter which way you have your work, but I want the back of all my double crochets to be covered by my bowl. So I am going to have my piece go like this. So what you will see are the front of my doubles, right? So now what we're going to do is work up the side. And I think I can get away with not increasing. If you need to, just work around. Don't work an increase in every stitch. That's going to make it way too big. But I would at least work, try 2 double crochet between your increases and see how that fits. All right, so basically what we're going to do now is work a double crochet into each double all the way around. And we're going to repeat that until we come to the top of our bowl, okay? We don't want to go completely past this lip, all right? We're just going to come up. Like on mine, I've got a little lip here. I don't want to come over that yet, okay? I want to wait on that. Don't go over that. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so round 5, chain 1 and double crochet into your very first double. And then double crochet into each double all the way around. And what that's going to do is make that perfect bowl shape. I was just so... This is how my mind works. As I'm talking, my mind is like, this is pretty much the basic concept for a hat. And then I was like, and then my next thought was, could you imagine wearing a jute hat? Oh, I bet that wouldn't feel good. That's my thought process. Anyway, all right, I'm going to double crochet around and I'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I double crocheted all the way around. I'm back to my beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to that first double. Get in there. There we go. Slip stitch to that first double, and then I'm just going to repeat that, double crocheting around that round, well, on mine it's round 5. So when I put my Cool Whip bowl in here, you can see how much it's already came up the side. So I'm just going to repeat the round of double crochet until I'm to the top, okay? But remember, don't go over that lip. If you are a little short, maybe work around a half double crochet and see if that gets you to the lip, okay? And as I was working this round of double crochet, I got to thinking, I think I might take this and I might spray paint this white. I thought about I could just use white out, but dang, that's a lot of white out, and I really don't want to use that much white out. So I think I might spray paint this white so you can't see the blue, because, well, you may not be able to see it. I think I might just spray paint it white anyway, just because I want to. So when I come back, I may have this spray painted. All right, guys. So like I said, just work that that double crochet round until you get to the top. And if you are, you know, if you work your last double crochet round and then you work another one and you're past this little lip, stop and pull that out and maybe work a round of half double crochet and see if that gets you to your lip, okay? And the reason why I don't want you guys to go past this lip is because I haven't fully designed it yet, and I think what we may do is poke a hole around here and then use those holes to tie our curly Q hangers from. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far in designing it yet. All right, so I will be right back, and I'm going to have my little bowl cover done. Okay, guys, so I worked, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then round 5, 6, 7, 8. I did just double crochets around, and then I went ahead and added a round of half doubles, and I painted my Cool Whip container. I went ahead and added a round of half doubles. It wants to go over the top of that lip, but I'm going to leave it alone. I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of hot glue. Turn my hot glue gun on, and I'm going to glue just the bottom of the container. I'm going to glue that down because I want that to stay nice and tight. Okay? But while my glue gun is heating up, you can tell my paint wasn't dry. All right, so I slip stitched to the first stitch, and I'm going to chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. And I now have paint on me. That's okay. All right, so I'm going to weave in this tail. I'm just going to go down the inside and through a few stitches. And cut. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause and wait for my hot glue gun to heat up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my hot glue is ready. I'm going to glue into the bottom of this and then just put the Cool Whip container on that. Just like that. And then I'll push this to the glue. All I'm doing right now is pulling up those sides and making it look nice. Man, you can feel the hot glue through the bottom of this container, of the Cool Whip container. Okay, so what I think, while I'm holding this, I'll shut my glue off. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a triangle. You know, pretend my hand's not here, but I'm going to put a dot here, come over, put a dot here, and then I'm going to take my needle and push it up through the dot, or maybe through, yeah, maybe we'll go, like let's say the dot's here, we'll go through the container and then tie on our hangers on each side. And I think that's how the hanger is going to connect to the pot. And well, we can just go right through the top of the stitch so it's connected to that too. I just noticed my veins are sticking out. It's weird. All right, anyway, I think that is pretty good. All right, let me get, I got a pin. Would a pin work? Nope. I'm gonna need a marker. How about a dry erase marker? That might work. All right, so I'm gonna hold this and I'm gonna, the best I can, I'm gonna go straight to the top and then I'm gonna go boop, boop. Just like that. I think that looks good. All right, now I'm gonna get one of my sharper yarn needles. This may take me a second, so I'm gonna pause this. Okay, so this is just a normal needle. It's just, the only reason this would probably be better is because this is more, like the one I always use is more of a blunt tip. And this is more of a, you see the paint on it? This is more of a, it's blunt, it's just a tad bit sharper. So I'm going to go through the top of the stitch and then I'm going to poke through right where I had, right where I put that dot. Pull my whole needle through too, so it's a pretty good size. And I forgot to tell you guys, I put these band-aids on because, ooh, working with that jute was kind of starting to hurt. All right, so I'm gonna go right through, completely through. All right, now I'm just gonna take, so I had, let me get this cleaned up. It's a little bit of a mess here. All right, so I'm gonna take the end of one of my hangers, and you can see we've got two tails. So you should have two long, not one short like me. And I'm just gonna grab one side, it doesn't matter which. And I am going to do my best to get this threaded. Well, you know what? I probably don't even need that. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Since I've already got the hole poked, I bet this, yep, this needle will go right through there. Perfect. So I'm just going to get this threaded. And I'm going to take this through there. And I am going to tie these in a knot. Just like this. So it's going to set like that. See how the knot went to the inside? And let's see. I am going to put a dollop of hot glue. I'm actually going to put it right where that black dot is, and then I'm going to set my hanger on that just to secure it a little bit more. But also I'm going to take these ends and I'm going to weave them up into my hanger. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. Turn my hot glue gun back on. And I need another glue stick. Everything's right here where I need it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got everything going. Now I'm going to weave this. I'm going to bring it through this side. Bring it down through these doubles. And then go through these legs. Pull it. And then go come back through and cut. All right, now I'm going to take this other set of tails, get it on my needle, and I'm going to come, I'm just going to do the same thing I did. I'm going to bring it up through, bring it through the legs, but I'm going to go farther past where my other set of ends came out. And come back, skipping a few. There. Knot that. Or not it, cut it off. Alright, so now I am going to hold this up, and I want it to lay like this. Okay, so I'm going to kind of hold it to where how I want it to come off the container. So I'm just going to hold it like this. And I think my hot glue gun might be ready. So now I'm just going to put a little hot glue right there. Put it back the way I want it. I'm just going to hold it there for a little bit. And we're just going to repeat this for all of the other hangers on the black dots. So I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes, get rid of that little dollop. And so I'm going to stop my video, and I'm going to go ahead and do these other two the exact same way I just did this one. And okay, then after that, when I come back, we will finish this up. All right? So go ahead and do the exact same thing we just did, and I will be right back. Okay, so I should have mentioned this, but I'm going to jump back on here because I wanted to tell you. So it does matter how we put this on. So for instance, this one, can you see how this is the back of the double crochets? So basically this is setting like this. Now, so when I rotate this and I go to attach this, I want it to set just like this, right? I don't want it to be different. I don't want it to be where the curlicue part is to the inside. I want it to be just like this. All right. So the end that I'm going to weave through the container and the little holder right here is going to be this tail coming from the chain portion, not coming from the top of the double crochet portion. So that does matter. So I'm going to weave this in, take it through the holder and then through the Cool Whip container and pull that through, and then this will set on top just as this one is. See? So it is going to matter how we tie it on, okay? So do it the exact same way you did your first one, all right? Okay, now we can finish this up. Okay, so I've got all my hangers attached, and they're glued on there, so it looks nice and pretty. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to take these ends. Okay, well first I'm going to get this laying right. Got to get it wrapped. There. Sometimes the coil like comes out of it like the spring. All right, now I'm going to pick all this up. Make sure it's wrapped. Okay, now what I'm going to do is hold this up, and you can see once you get some weight in there, see how your hangers kind of expand. Good. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm holding all three of these together. So I have this piece sandwiched with this piece, sandwiched with this piece. Just like that. Okay? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a needle through these just to hold them. And I am going to get you guys back down here so you can see what I'm going to do. Alright, I'm going to get some jute in the yarn and I'm going to thread a needle. And I am going to sew, let's see, right here is the very edge. And then I am going to come in let's see, here's the edge. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go in 4 double crochets and I'm going to go through all 3 layers. And I'm going to go right through them and I'm going to come back around the top. And I am just going to continue sewing these together nice and tight. And I bumped my camera. Nice and tight like that. Come back around. Make sure you're getting all 3 layers. And I want this nice and secure because this is where I keep running that through the tip of my band-aid. This is going to be a point that's going to hold the weight of your planter. Now mine, I plan on actually crocheting a plant for it. I'm going to crochet a Christmas cactus and I'm going to put in it. And the reason why, I was going to do a Boston fern because I have a crochet pattern for a Boston fern, but I was given my Mother's Day gift recently. I'll go ahead and show you guys. While I was at work, he went to a antique store and found these, and he bought them for me for Mother's Day. And I fell in love with them. And I said, I know exactly what I'm going to do with them. They're little glass hummingbirds. So I decided that I am going to put a Christmas cactus in my planner. And then I'm going to figure out a way. So I got so far this way. Now I'm going to come back this way. But I am going to figure out a way to get those to hang from the top of my my little hanging basket here and then hang down over the Christmas cactus. And I'm going to do it because I know there's a bunch of different colors of a Christmas cactus, but I have one. It's not huge, but it's a decent size. I've had it for several years. And it's pink, so I wanted to do it the same as that one. Okay, so now oops, there we go. All right, so now let me fold this up. I want to go, I'm trying to figure out how I can show this to you guys. All right, so when I'm holding, this is going to be a little wonky, just bear with me, okay? When I'm holding all 3 of them together, the piece that we just sewed together, I have this tail coming right from the top of it. So right here's where we just sewed together. And I want it to be right at that highest point. So I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to take the tail that we started with, cut it because I never cut it. And I am going to run it right up run it through all this stuff that's been sewn. Come on now. I'm going to run it right through here, and I want to come out at the same spot on this side. So let's see, it's right about there. I want it to come out right there. So then I'm going to take these two ends, well, these two tails, and I'm going to tie them in a knot about that high off the top. And this is what you're going to hang off of your the hook you have to hang your hanging basket on. And all I'm doing is just tying it in a knot. Make sure it stays straight. The knot stays at the top. I'm going to pull it tight. And if you want to, you can put some hot glue in on that knot just to reinforce that right there. But that shouldn't go anywhere. So I'm going to hold it on my finger and I'm going to pull. And I'm pulling pretty tight. I don't think your hanging basket's going to be near that heavy. But I'm going to cut that just a little. These are the little ends that you'll have. And there you go. There is your hanging basket. Oh no, 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 no. We're going to add a tassel to the bottom. I almost forgot. All right, let me get my space cleaned up and I will be right back. All right, so let's make our tassel. You are going to need something, like I have a piece of cardboard I just cut, and I want it to be about 5.5. It's a little longer than 5.5 inches, but that's no big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. So get you a book. Well, maybe not a book because the thickness of the book is going to change the length of your tassel. Get a piece of cardboard, and we're going to cut 5.5 inches. It's like I said, if it's a little bit bigger, it's no big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. But what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom and we're going to wrap around loosely. Don't wrap it too tight or you are going to cause your cardboard to fold and then it's ruined. So I'm probably going to have to do this off camera because my jute does not want to work with me. But what we're going to do is wrap this a whole bunch of times. Alright, I am going to set this on the floor and wrap. So I'm going to wrap this a whole bunch and I'm going to come back and show you what I've got, what it looks like. Okay? Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've wrapped this a few times and you can see I got a nice thick piece on there. Nice thick tassel. So I'm going to cut at the bottom. And then while I've got this in my hand, I'm just going to go about 2 feet. Pull out about 2 feet. Cut that. And then do it again. Doesn't have to be the exact same length, but we're going to pull out a long length. Cut that. Alright, now I'm going to set that to the side. And you need to make sure you have a nice sharp pair of scissors for this, okay? So I am going to slide this off, but I'm going to keep my fingers in the middle so I don't lose the center. Just like that. So here is the center. Okay? Alright, so we are going to take one of these strands we cut and run it right through the top here. Just like this. I'm going to lay it that way, and I'm going to tie this in a knot. Pull tight. Wish I had someone else's finger to help me hold this. All right, tie that, pull that tight. Okay, so leave these long tails because that's what we're going to use to attach the tassel to our planner. All right, so I'm going to separate these the best I can, and I'm going to cut all these bottom loops. Trying to make sure I get them all. All right. Oh, I missed some. I just felt it. Holy cow. You gotta see my desk. It's a mess now. Okay, so now that we've got that all cut, I'll lay that down. And now I'm gonna get this other strand that we cut. I want that to be closer to the top. Looks like cousin it. I want it to be about right there. So now I'm going to tie that in a knot. Right like that. I wish it'd stay that tight. There. So now these tails can be a part of the tassel. Okay. So now I'm going to take this and I'm gonna, let's see, how am I gonna do this? Let's put one set of tails on our needle. And I'm just going to go through some of the legs of the double crochets right here. Come through there, and then I'm going to get the other set of tails or ends on my needle. Oh, come on. All right. And now I'm just going to come straight across and go through a set of these double crochet legs. I want it to hang a little bit off of the bottom, so I'm going to pull it down. Let me measure that so you guys know. Three-quarters of an inch is how far that's hanging down. And now I'm just going to tie this in a knot. Oop, nope, 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 don't get tighter. There. Tie that in a knot. Alright, and now I'm going to run these tails inside of the planner. Just right through there and come out wherever I can without popping the glue, which I'm pretty sure that's what I just did. Alright, pull that. Cut. And do the same thing on this tail. I have got all kinds of stuff flying through the air. I feel like I should cover my nose so I'm not inhaling it. Alright, now I'm just going to run this. Oh, I just popped more glue off. I felt it. Run this through. And cut. And there is our little tassel. And I think I may take mine outside and trim it up. Alright. There's our hanger. Hold on, let me adjust you guys. Okay. So I'm going to hold the little little piece right here. And there is our hanging basket. I'm so happy with it. I think it's adorable. I may, with this tassel, just looking at it, I might run another, show you guys what I'm doing. Last minute stuff. I just noticed. I'm going to run another piece through here. And I'm going to tie that tighter. There. Oh. There. Now just trim that. Okay. There, that looks good. Nice and tight. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said at the beginning, I definitely had a change of plans with what I was doing. So if you want to do what you saw, here is my lid. And all I did was the same thing we did here. You know, the 12 double crochet into the chain 5 ring, increase all around, increase 1, increase 1, increase 2, increase 2. And I did that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds on this side, and then I made another one, and then I poked a hole through it, and then I glued it and then sewed the edges together, and that's how I got what you saw in the thumbnail. But I'm gonna attach some pictures to the end of this video so you guys can see what, you know, the full hanger. But like I said, I didn't plan on doing that until I got my Mother's Day gift. So, but anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy your planner. I hope you love it as much as I just think this is the cutest thing ever. I'm going to probably make more and hang them all over my office. Alright, guys, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think. And check out my description box. I got links to my my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, and you can follow me on all those. And then when you make anything from my tutorials, you can tag me in them and I can see how awesome they are. Alright, guys, that's it for me, and subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss what's next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!